Pride is one of the most difficult things to acknowledge in ourselves. None of us see ourselves as prideful people, and yet, if we're honest with ourselves, we might find that we are indeed giving the devil that and allowing our pride to go on unchecked. It's difficult to admit, and if we don't admit it, we cannot deal with it. But when we fail to recognize pride and deal with pride, it may constantly push us toward envy. And if pride is hard to recognize in ourselves, I believe envy is even harder. If it's hard to admit to pride, how much harder to admit to envy? Envy, no one wants to be seen as envious. To be envious is to be weak, it seems. To be envious is to admit that somebody has something that we want or is some way that we want to be. No one wants to admit to being envious. If we don't admit to it again, we cannot deal with it. And when we fail to recognize these things or deal with them, the likelihood is that we'll be eventually moved to bitterness and all the consequences of that. The longer we tolerate these things in our lives, the more bitter we may become. And though you can hide pride fairly well, you can even hide envy fairly well, but when bitterness begins to take root, bitterness is a whole lot harder to keep inside. Bitterness will result many times, most times I believe, in action, and that makes it even worse. We can't keep this bitterness bottled up like we might be able to with pride and envy.